So disassociation, bro.
Yeah, what do we got?
Do you feel this way? So I had never heard this term in my life.
Okay.
As a 40-year-old man until 2 weeks ago in a therapy session. And this resonated with me so much.
It got you, hit you hard.
It hit me, bro. It hit me. It hit me, my whole body. So, have you ever felt some of these things? So the first one is memory loss, kind of like amnesia, or at certain time periods, events, or people, or personal information you just absolutely can't remember. It's the first question.
In the case of you, the whole point, we brought up the therapy.
Yes.
From when you were a kid.
From like 5 to even as late as like, and again, like I read that like pre-10, you don't remember a lot of that stuff, but I'm talking like, I've got like 5 or 6 memories up until like, I got married. And most of it's just gone. Like I don't even know who that person was. Like I literally was in a coma from the time I was born to that age, minus a few getting out of the coma and walking out and coming back in. Like that's it. So I relate to that.
Well, number 2, which is very relevant to what you just said on this list of do you feel this way, is a sense of being detached from yourself and your emotions. So you were so detached that you don't remember like a 15-year span of your life.
Yeah, I feel completely detached from myself. And like the second bullet, a perception of the people and things around you as distorted or unreal. Like describing me finally being able to articulate this unlike I ever have before in my life, which is like rewarding in of itself. But like I feel like an actor and this world's not even real.
Watching yourself from a third party perspective or something.
Yes.
Like third person almost.
Yes. There's a third person telling me how to navigate this world so I don't kill someone or kill myself. And like, it's just telling me how to perform. Just tell me how to act.
Yeah.
And I've, like I'm very confident and comfortable and sane, and I've done a good job. I've been a good actor.
Yeah, for sure.
But as I turn 40, I don't want to be an actor anymore.
It's time to actually hop in.
That's deep, bro.
Time to hop in the body.
So the next one is a blurred sense of identity.
Okay.
So you don't really know who you are. Like, and I think this one, some of these, like, I've met a lot of people that kind of articulate how they feel in life and their struggles and things like that. And because I love those types of conversations. I love having good, meaningful conversations with people. And that blurred sense of identity comes up a lot. Like, I don't even know who I am. Like, I just feel like I'm playing a part. And I've heard a lot of people say that. So
it's just everybody around you, you're living everyone else's truth and not yours or something.
Yeah, you don't even know what your
society told you to feel a certain way. Your parents told you to feel a certain way about this and that. And before you know it, you just become a conglomerate of everyone else's ideas of what you should be and not your own.
Absolutely. And obviously there's some very cultural things related to this as well. Certain cultures like,
oh yeah, most definitely.
Dad was a doctor, you're going to be a doctor. And if you're not anything but a doctor, you're a disappointment.
Like, everyone in your family is law enforcement.
Yeah.
You got to be police. Now you got to join the military.
Yeah.
You got to go to this school because, well, my great grandfather, we've been going to Yale forever. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not sure people sound like that if they're going to Yale. Son, you're going to Yale, son. I don't give a shit what you say. Significant stress or problems in your relationships, work, or other important areas of your life. I feel like as a
40-year-old, like for me in my like young 20s and things like that, like tons of problems with relationships and a lot of stressors, but I feel like I've just kind of learned how to navigate it. Like, for me, and I'll talk through different ways of how I kind of learned to cope with disassociation, because I didn't even know that was a thing. But yeah, if you have significant stress and problems with relationships, maybe that's a thing. So
disassociation could be playing a role in that.
100%. So the next one is inability to cope well with emotion and professional stress. So disassociation is really interesting. So in describing this, you almost feel like you live outside yourself. So there's like this cognitive...
Your dissonance.
Yes, cognitive
You're watching
dissonance.
yourself.
So you're detached from the emotional being, but the emotional being still exists. And so it comes up in random crazy ways. Like maybe if you're someone that like you're constantly like performing, then all of a sudden you get so mad or so drunk that you go out and punch a wall, or like you have these bursts of sadness, whatever it is, then that may be an indicator of disassociation, because the emotional being is there You're just constantly saying, you stay over there and I'll navigate this world.
Yeah, without you.
Yeah. But
that's not possible.
It's not possible. Yeah, man.
Another thing potentially associated with this: mental health problems, depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and other behaviors.
Yeah. So it can get ugly. Just like anything, depression can get ugly. Anxiety can get ugly. Some people have anxiety attacks every day at work.
And obviously it's not all 1-to-1 ratio correlation.
Right.
It's just everyone feels everything differently. Duh.
Yeah.
We're not all exact copies.
Yeah, we're not all trying to get to one thing.
Right.
Like, the goal is not to be like that. The goal is just for me anyway, the goal is just to, understand more about myself so that I can present that to the world and, whatever. So according to this article in the Mayo Clinic, these are the symptoms of dissociation disorder. So those are things like what we just covered is like, hey, you ever felt this way? Like something to consider, right? And again, I hate this whole like, I got to find a disorder.
Obviously, yeah.
I need to put a label on it, right? Like that's not the goal here. Like you wake up tomorrow and you're like, oh man, I know what I have.
Right. So now that someone's going to try and give you a pill.
Yeah. That's
definitely not.
That's not the goal.
If you haven't noticed that from our podcast.
There is no silver bullet. That's the true answer.
Right.
Like hard things are hard. Great, profound statement. But meaningful things take time and take work. I mean, it's about doing the meaningful work.
Feeling great
is hard. It takes work. That's good. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's not just something that you wake up one day and you're like, you know what? I'm tired of feeling like shit. I'm gonna feel great for the rest of my life.
So I'm gonna eat a kale salad for breakfast, and all of a sudden, all my problems are gone.
Yeah, no, all this shit takes work. It's almost like if anything takes work.
Yeah.
You want to feel good, it takes work. It's your other job. It's your other job.
Yeah. Well, and back to business, right? Like we're humans launching and building businesses.
Yeah.
So as a human, working through these things and being aware and introspective about these things allows you to be a more present and happy human being, right? Mm-hmm. Which then allows you to apply that to your business. I've worked with people who were terrible. And at the end of the day, who knew, man? They may have had the worst life that anyone that I've ever known, but they weren't working through it, right? And they were just projecting that shit all over everything. Mm-hmm. And I've worked with people that were just content and happy, and they weren't perfect, and they weren't free of trauma or any of that. They just, I don't know, it's just different. Anyway, I want to be the latter. I want to be the latter.